Hello, JBuzzsaw79, and I just wanted to put out a video that kind of went through a couple videos that really kind of shocked me for the 2014 most viewed top 5 of my videos, and wanted to share them with you briefly and kind of give you another rundown of what else is going on. So number five was Samuchi. Samuchi also is called the anti-life deck. It's kind of some people call it chain burn. In essence, it's, to me, I make the joke of saying it's a chain life game. Without Samuchi or the nurse in play, all you can do is give people life. So the deck does rely specifically on that combo. With the right draw, the deck can OTK first turn. I have only done that once. A couple of times I've gotten close to OTK, and then I had to kind of struggle with that last little bit of pushing. Under the current format, I think this deck could actually do really good right now. You have ceasefires that you can use. You have the 3 cylinders to reflect the damage back. I mean, there's so many cards that run in there. The biggest anti-part of the deck is Trapstone's World Decrees. Even Wiretap is kind of a pain. But yeah, 76 views on that, so thank you. Number 4 is my Machina Gadet deck. And Machina Gadet deck is really an engine that I think people forget about, just exactly how good it is for a machine build. Mainly because you can use the fish. When you normal summon fish, you can special summon another level 4 machine with it. So you drop fish, you play Gadget, you search, and you go into Machina X and you get another search. Generally people try to deal with it then most of the time right away, but you already reset by that point. You just go get another fish, you search the Gadget off the Gadget, and you reset to make another Machina, or a Gear X, I'm sorry, Gear X. Most people, again, if they ever give me another turn with that, and I search again, I have gone so far plus that it's just really hard for me to get back. You can go ahead then and pitch pitching your machine pieces, Machina Fortress, which its effects are really good. Its attack is pretty decent, and you have exerted so much of a plus on the field that most people aren't ready for it. So I picked up 87 views on that. Once again, thank you. I do appreciate every time somebody watches it. Because again, I may not have the subscribers, but to me, like I said, getting the views is important to me. So, that means people are interested at least. The third on my list is my Monarch D Hero, which had 172 views. I had other decks on there I thought were going to do a lot better than my top 3. This is the first one. Machina D Hero is essentially, years ago I played Perfect Dark Circle. This is essentially that same deck minus the disc, D Hero disc, who said that anytime he was special summoned to the field, you draw 2 cards. Now, he's been banned for years since then, but the Monarch D Hero basically runs that you do your plays by getting like the malicious out, and then after you drop Monarch, you can overlay them for 6s. So you go get Gauntlet Launcher and gosh, I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. But, I mean, you kind of push those rank 6 Igsies onto the field and just start pushing with people. Monarch's always plus. I mean, there's never a time when you play a Monarch that it's not going to be a good thing. Some people like to play the Mega Monarchs, I'm not 100% sure on those yet. I think they're good. Um, However, I mean, you really got to knuckle down and kind of make it a only attribute deck. Like if you run Frog, you know, running Mega Mobius is really good because you're tributing water. You can run the first Monarch. I think it's okay. I don't think it's that good to run a full Monarch deck like you used to run. I would like to make a full Monarch deck, and at some point I will probably get that up for everybody. So, my next up was Aliens. I had 200 native. You watch it. Wow. I was told at one point that Aliens was a dead subtype, that it was no good, and who the hell would even care about that? So I was really surprised by Aliens being number 2 on my list. There's so many times when I've played them, either on DN or DevPro or even in real life. The first thing people do is get confused on A counters. The A counters are like the biggest thing that really messes with people. And basically, again, the way it works is that for every A counter you have on something, and for every alien with the effect that you lose 300, they stack together. So if you have 2 counters on a monster and 2 aliens on the field, that monster loses 1200. So it's 300 per counter per alien with that effect. And they stack together. So the more aliens you have out, the more A counters you have out, the weaker it makes the monsters. The deck overall is actually really good because of the fact that you have a stun aspect with it, because of the fact that you can just go into playing your traps to stun the opponent. You have a control aspect to the deck, and the fact that you can Golgar out, return stuff, so basically they can make plays, but you've slowed the plays down, and then if you need to, you can still stun them. You have a swarm aspect because you can remove the A counters and start special summoning, you know, aliens left and right from the deck. So I mean, it's, if you played well, aliens are very well rounded. I think there's amazing things with them, and actually I have regionals coming up, and that will be one of the 2 decks I intend to take with to me to regionals is my aliens, revamped of course to the current January format. The number 1 deck that you guys chose to watch the most, which only beat aliens out by about 50 views, was my Obelisk deck. My Obelisk deck is, first of all, I didn't want to run it in Frogs, the same to run Monarchs. I think it's a good deck to run it with, the Frog, like Monarch engine kind of thing. I just don't like Frogs. I think there's other ways to use cards. There's some better choices for certain cards that work better. In my Obelisk deck, I mean, I have Earth monsters in there. I mean, I got like a Hero Kid. I was like, why do you use Hero Kid? Goblinberg, special it, put 2 more out. I have 4 monsters out. You know, sometimes searching from your deck is more effective than you know, sitting there waiting for a frog to come back and play, tribute it off to someone that way, I think. By searching from your deck, it is the same as drawing cards from the deck. So running, you know, Hero Kid and running a Giant Rat and then running, you know, cards like that that are searching from the deck. I mean, the deck didn't really have any draw in it, and the deck actually, it's not, you know, high caliber, but once you drop that Obelisk in play, that's it. I mean, I've been playing that deck a couple of times, and I just once I sit there and I say, well, this is it. I had one guy sit there and argue with me the entire time I had played the deck that, oh, well, okay, I'll compulse it. No, you can't compulse it because you're targeting its Obelisk effect. You can't target them. Okay, well, I'll chain Torrential up. Okay, well, I've already attributed a Hardened Armor Dragon, so you can't destroy Obelisk. You know, and then it's like, well, I would have activated Solemn Warning. Doesn't matter. You can't activate cards when it comes into play. So, use a giant finger to the world once you've established that play. And with the deck set the way it currently is for 2014, it does that a lot. I intend to fix that deck. God, I'm really itches, I'm sorry. I tend to fix my Obelisk deck to continue to do that. I have a Slifer deck that I'm also going to be putting on here, as well as, like I said, upgrading my aliens. I'm going to have a deck list for that coming very soon, because that and actually my anti-meta will be my second choice. I intend to play them over the next couple weeks, very, very hard to determine exactly which one will be on. My third choice for going to regionals actually is going to be my Fire Kings. I know a lot of people are playing destruction effects right now, but Fire Kings are actually, I think, really good because of the fact that essentially not only do you have an unlimited dark hole essentially with runics. I found another couple cards I'd like to try in and put up as a profile for people. You've also carry 2 dark holes plus a torrential plus a Regeki, so yeah, there's a lot of cards that are viewed that kind of thing, but the fact you can keep hammering the field, keep things off, you know, a lot of decks, even with the protection ability, cannot stand up to that constant destruction effect that Fire Kings can bring to the table. So, I mean, there's that whole thing with it. So, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. There'll be a lot more profiles coming up. Please continue to watch. Go ahead, thumbs up if you like any of it, thumbs down. Tell me why. Comments are always welcome. I love getting feedback from people, even if I'm wrong. I mean, you don't learn anything if you don't say anything. And, you know, I could be very well wrong in some of the things I say. Oh well. Please go ahead and watch. And at the very least, if you do not want to subscribe, I always ask that you at least share it with others. Tell people about me. Only because of the fact there's not a lot of people that are running budget channels and running anti-meta as much as I am. Because let's face it, I can't afford it. There's a lot of people out there, you guys can't afford it either. And I think it adds a nice fresh spin to the channel. One thing I plan to do coming up also is to add my extra deck selection to my lists. Because some people have mentioned on the side that would be something that would be very useful, just to see what I actually would choose to put in my extra deck. So that will be coming from now on with my deck lists. I will try to squeeze in. The other thing is I'm going to do very, very hard to try to keep my videos under 10 minutes, preferably even down to 7 or 8. I think sometimes I explain too much, I babble like I am now. So yeah, the only one thing I want to put out there is I want to thank Galactic God for going ahead and commenting on one of my videos in particular, the Pac-Man Ghost Trick, which I'm still not 100% finished with, but I do thank him for taking the time to examine my pathetic little channel I started. I do appreciate it highly, and I hope that in the future he will I'll be able to look at some more and give me some more feedback too, because again, I enjoy it. So yeah, welcome to 2015, and I will see anybody at the regionals in Wisconsin coming up on the 7th of February. So, later.